We are a team based in USA and Canada. I put the USA because the head office is in USA, and we help people to become a world luxury house sitter. And a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between being regular house sitter and being luxury house sitter? And you will see the difference. I've been doing that, like I say, for 4 years. We're going to talk about who I am, to talk about that. With experience, what is house sitting, who can become a house sitter, where in the world you can do that, the advantage, disadvantage, choosing house sitting, what you need when you start, getting luxury mandate, because I think we all want that. I'm not sure, but yeah, why not? And getting what to do first, luxury house sitter profile, because it's very important. We're going to talk about that, and the masterclass and the coaching that we do. So I'm Danielle Huard. I used to be in the cinema business in Montreal for 30 years. So I work in the visual aspect. I create some character. I work for the Cirque du Soleil. I work for all the American movie, and I just had a very, very full life, and I travel a lot in my work. So for me, house sitting, that was like a normal thing to do, but it's not made for everybody. Now I create, I'm a coach of freedom and digital nomad. I'm a digital nomad. So being digital nomad, I can talk about that, because right now I'm between two places. I'm between two sets, and we are in a friend's house, and I have my green screen in the back. Like you see, that's the Zen place, but this is a green screen, and I'm on a couch somewhere, and I put my studio everywhere I can. So if you want to do this life also, being a digital nomad, I can tell you a lot about it, because that's great. And that's what I did when I went back to school. I stopped being on the set, working 12 hours a day. Was too much. I was the chief makeup artist for all the big sets, and I just decided to stop because I had art problems. So I said, enough is enough. And I didn't know what to do when I decided to stop. So right now I create, while I travel, lifestyle content. And I have a YouTube channel and a Facebook group, but I have many of them, but those one I will invite you a little bit later. I'm a full-time, like I was saying, a luxury house sitter for the past 4 years. Well, luxury house sitter is, it's something you pick house, you pick nicer house, and you can make that choice right away from the beginning when you know what to do. We didn't know, and we had a whole bunch of house different way, and we didn't know what we want. And I wish I had somebody like me who coach me or tell me what to do in the beginning, because that's kind of hard, and it's a whole bunch of things that happen. I give you an example. When we got to France, it was fun because we pick a castle, and we want to do the experience of the castle, because our goal was to be luxury house sitter all the way from the beginning. And we pick a castle. So we arrived to the castle. It was in Bergerac, and people were asking for worker in the castle because they were living in the castle, and they give us 2 houses. We were with another couple, and that looked pretty nice when I saw it in the ad on Trusted House. And wow, I want to go in the castle. I want to be part of the castle. And when we got there, because we didn't know, we didn't ask the right question first, and we should have asked those questions. And that's something I will show you what to ask to know those people, because a lot of those people are in house sitting. They just looking. It's not a work away. Luxury house sitter or house sitter is not work away. It's 2 different things. So those people make us work 8 hours a day in the castle, and we have a little house, and it was nothing luxurious. It was nothing luxurious. So after I have that experience, I just want to say to people, be careful, because I had a one after, and I will tell you the story. My mission now is I travel with my instinct and my guidance. When I go to website, I used to work this way anyway. I used to work as a creator. So I was always in my instinct or in my, my inside to create something. So I'm still having that, and I hope you have this kind of feeling also. So when you house sit castle, you want some nice space for you. You want to be able to create. You want to be able to live your life like you're at home, and that's very important to have the feeling of the instinct when you go to a place, or when you do an interview with a future person who's doing house sitting. So you're gonna see right away when you get more than one. You're gonna see right away who's good for you, who's not. It's just like a dating. It's exactly the same thing. You're fit or you're not fit, and that's the way is you get to do it. My vision of life now, I love house sitting because I love animal. That's basically what it is. When you do house sitting, you have to love animal, because all the house, even the luxury house, have animal. Even the castle we did, it was a guardian dog, but we just love this dog. So we love animal, but we don't want to have animal because we know at our age, if we have a baby dog or baby cat, it's going to be with us the 10 or the 15 year that's coming. So we love to travel, so we don't want to have an animal. We don't want to have a house anymore also, but we decide to care about the other dog of the person or the cat or the mini cat or whatever. And it's very, very special when you go to a place and you think you don't get attached. First of all, it's not the same attachment, same love you have if it was your own, but you just love this animal and you give the love. And basically when you do house sitting is the main thing you have to think. So, and also you're helping people. I give you an example, very, the one we did before. We got there because she needed an operation, and we got there and she went back and she was really, really happy because somebody was there to take care of the house. And the house is a lot of work when you get a solar panel, where you have electricity, you need to take care, and stuff happened, stuff started going down, and she lived by herself and she's like 74 years old. So it's going to be a lot of those people coming up. People who are getting old, who have two houses, and or they want to go back or they go to a retired place and they still have a house, and the kid don't want the house, and the house stay by themselves. So they need house sitter. They need a reliable house sitter, and sometimes they cannot bring their animal with them. So that's not a good thing. So we sold everything and we started in Florida, in Key West. And we started house sitting dog, and we didn't know it. We were not in an agency, but people were like drawn to ask us to take care of their dog and their house, and we didn't know. Say, wow, that's a good life. We can go to those nice places and swim and take care of the dog and go back home. And 2018, first of all, I went there to help a woman that I really appreciate, because her house was broken down. She had the hurricane. It was Irma, I think, I think it went in Texas also. There was a really damaging hurricane, and we got there to help her, and we start after, and she knew somebody at that time who was doing full-time house sitting. And I say, oh my God, that's something I would like. So at the end of 2018, I met this lady, a friend of my friend, and she gave me the website of Trusted House Sitter. I hope everybody knows about this website. Do you know about this website? Yeah, it's the best one. It's the best one. I tried other one, but it's the best one. And I registered right away to Trusted House Sitter, filling out my profile. Like, I didn't know what to put it down, what kind of picture to put. And funny enough, we got picked by a Canadian couple who live in Costa Rica. And they go and during the summertime, they go back to Canada. They live in Ontario. So that was because it's a raining season in Costa Rica. So we stayed there for 9 months. And that was the beginning. We stayed in a jungle. We stayed in a small house. We have a beautiful dog, and at that time, this dog was a really mean dog, and I didn't know. I was kind of scared of this dog, but I got in love with this dog, and everything went fine. And in 2020, you remember we didn't go back home yet. We don't have a home anymore, starting 2018. So the 2019, we decided to continue our adventure. It was not no virus at that time. It was nothing. So we went back on Trusted House Sitter and Nomador. We saw a couple of the website and we applied in France. And the first place there was a mansion, a beautiful mansion where nobody was there. Can you imagine a mansion where you got 3-4 houses on the same land, and those people live in London and Bermuda? They go there only on the Christmas time, and they have this big place, and it's a lot of people like that right now. It's a lot of people. So we took care of this house, this big mansion, and the COVID came and during that time, and it was a water break in the land. It was a whole bunch of stuff happened, and we did it and we continue, and we stay in France for a little while because of the COVID, and we want to explore. Even if the COVID was there, we could stay in different place, in different trusted house. People were accepting, and we were looking for house sitting also. So we didn't stop. We continue, and we really visit France. And we move in 2021. We moved in Spain in the beginning of the year, and we came in France, and we did already 4 in Spain. We did in 2020. We did about 10 house sit in 2020 in France. So what is luxury house sitter? So house sitting, just basically house sitting, is simply taking someone home when they're away. And luxury house sitter is a little bit more of luxury house sitter, and it will be a little bit more house sitter because the owner are traveling for the work, business and pleasure. There's a lot of opportunity, even with no pet. I met 1 month ago, not a travel agent, but a real estate agent, and they start really looking for house sitter in their abandoned house, because so much abandoned house all over that they want people inside. It's better for the sale. It's better, the house after 30 days, if you have nobody in the house, if something happened in the house, the insurance don't pay. So they want somebody in their house, and they're looking for people who have good experience and who have good resume, and especially in those big houses. So we will talk about that a little bit later. So who can become a house sitter? But anyone that at least be 18 years old, because you have to have you have to be, basically it's better to have a membership in a good website and have a good profile in those websites, or separately. You can go to Facebook and be a part of those group also, like Canadian house sitting, all those things. Yeah, and also you have to love animals. So people who do house sitting, everybody can become house sitter. What I think, you have to have the character to do that. You have to have the personality to do that. You have to love being in someone stuff, and don't mind that. If you don't mind that, that's good for you. If you're not used to it, because the thing is, you can do that once a week, once a year, or full-time like me. So it's totally different. So where in the world you can do house sitting? Well, right now, I was doing a video a little bit earlier. Most of the country accept house sitter, except in Japan and China, because it's not in their mentality to have someone going to their house. It's not the same thing, but it will happen. What happened when you do house sitting? You usually do house sitting for people who are retired, or people who live in another country. Like, I give you the example, the people who are going this week till April, and he's working online, and they're from Holland, and a lot of people, the people before, they were from Netherlands, and so it's a lot of not retired, yeah, retired people, but people from other country who live in the country who have two houses. And that's basically what they're looking for. They're looking for people to take care of. When you start, is basically when people start, because you can have somebody, while you do house sitting, you can have somebody in your house also. That's a good thing, because why not have the experience of sharing? So why people do house sitting? People, I find the community who's doing house sitting is a special kind of people. I used to have a Westphalia. I used to have a camper. And at that time, I really find people who have Westphalia or Eurovan really special. They like a community of different kind of way to think. So people who like to do house sitting is people who like to immerse themselves in a community and be part of the community, not traveling. It's not the same thing. So what I like about that lifestyle is I can go to the market, I can talk to the neighbor, I can be a part of the community, and that's what is good about it, because you start learning a language. Like now I'm in Spain, I start talking in Spanish when I go to the market. I eat the food that the Spanish eat, or whatever. If I go to Holland, I will take. So, and if you work online, that's one of the good things. The internet will allow you to connect with other people while you're there. Also, you can, I work online, I never saw my customer. I never see, because we built a platform for digital worker. We never see, we always have Zoom meeting like that, and that's good, and we teach. So let's talk about digital worker. Are you, did we have people who are doing digital worker in this crowd? Cool. So because of the COVID, what happened is a lot of people start working in the house, and they can see now, and they learn how to use Zoom. They learn how to be able to have meeting. They learn to, it's just like being at your office and you're working. So you can recreate your office everywhere. And the thing is, you don't pay rent. That's one of the big things, because I'm part of a group right now, and the group is for digital nomad, and they give you spots to go all over, but you pay a room, and they have some kind of hotel where people are digital, and they share the table. I'm too old for that. I don't want that. I want to have my privacy, and I want to, I don't want to be sharing my computer with some teenager. I have kids at home, and they are digital worker, and that's a kind of life like I think is going to happen in the next, because a lot of people ask me, what are you doing for a living now? And I went back to school, I learned whatever digital I have to learn, and that's it. I'm working now, and I'm my own boss, and I teach. It's a lot of teaching. So active retire also can do house sitting, because they have a little bit of money coming in their bank account, and they can be everywhere they can without paying any rent also. So that's a good thing. Think about that. A lot of money you save on rent, because most of the place have a car that's going in. You don't pay Wi-Fi, you don't pay electricity, you don't pay those things. You pay for your food. Advantage. Advantage is what can I say? It's like being at your house, but you're in somebody's house, and you can do whatever after feeding the cat, after feeding the dog, which happen in the morning and at night. You can be like you're at home, and you have a new scenery. Like if you do short house sitting and you move, let's say you're from Canada, you can go to different place in Canada, you can go to the state, and you can have, like, let's say in Florida, there's a lot of house sitting in Florida, and you can move, you can do one, like during Christmas, is so much house sitting available, and they need people for 1 week during Christmas time. And why not have Christmas time in somebody else who's got a nice pool, who's got a nice place, who's got a whatever. Of course, you won't be with your family. If being with your family is important, it's not a good time for you, but it's a lot of other time. The disadvantage of house sitter, of luxury house sitter is, well, of course, you have to move house frequently. If you decide to do that full time, I mean, I do that full time, but maybe you want to do that 2 times a year. You don't have to do that full time. A lot of people think, well, you still have to move. You still have to pack your stuff and go. You have last minute cancellation, insurance also with trusted house sitter. And that's very, very important. If you do house sitting a lot, you need insurance. So that would, let's say something break in the house where you are, an accident happen. Trusted house are paying for that. And if something happen, let's say health or whatever, Trusted House is paying for that. It's the only website that's got insurance. And remember that. If you want to go in one, is Trusted House Sitter. For us, is the best one. We try everybody else. And we had problem with the other one. The communication and the, how can I say, the follow-up, the support in the other platform is no good. Go to a Trusted House Sitter. Of course, you have to live out in your suitcase. Well, that's what part of it. Sometimes you're being messed around by house owner. That means people are thinking of house sitter like maid. Some people think so. You have, whenever you go in a place, you feel the place, you feel a person, because of course you have to deal with animal, you have to deal with the house, but you have to deal with human people. And some people are what they are. So, and of course you can go to a place where the pets are badly behaved. You're not a trainer, but we have a trainer in our team. So whatever you need, some help, that's a good thing, because we have some badly behaved pets. So I was talking about how to choose your website. I'm gonna go back a little bit on that. Trusted House Sitter, like I say, of course you can go on Facebook, because usually, and I will send you all the website I love, but why be in 10 of them when you can be in one of them and they have the biggest choice they want? So you have to pick your date, you have to pick your destination, and you wait. And I don't know if you did already some house sitting, and the subscription is ranging for 20 to 200 US, depending on the platform. Less you pay, less you have service, less you have, insurance. For us, the insurance is a very big part. So I guess for everybody, it's very important too. Do you think they're taking like Trusted House, or they have? I will explore that, and I will help.
Well, that's the one. That's the first one I signed up for, and the reason I signed up for it, because I think it was advertising either on Instagram or Facebook, where it's going for free. Like it had a trial period where you could sign up for free. So I joined because I was thinking it was the same thing, but it's evidently is
well,
not.
The thing you have to ask, and it's very important, is the support because I'm telling you, you're gonna need support. Stuff happen, especially if you do that a lot. And if you don't have support, because we are, and I'm telling you, a lot of people think of house sitter like they are their maid. There's still the old mentality of that. You really have to have the respect right away when you get there. You're there, you're not a friend also, but you're there to really be part of the thing. And want to go with the luxury part of it. And you say, well, I want to do regular house. Luxury for me is not castle and all those things. Luxury for me is being comfortable. It's being in a place where everything is there. And believe me, I have place where you were in a small house beside the big house, and you were like the maid. And we visit those places and we say no right away, but we didn't know. But I want people, when they decide, let's say they want to go for house sitting or luxury house sitter, to know those things and to be able to pick, because now it's all mixed up, but eventually it will be some website with luxury house only because the owner, they want to have somebody reliable to give their $1 million house. They don't want to have somebody who just like, I don't know what to do, I didn't do that. And they want, if you don't know what to do, you don't tell. You don't know what to do. If you're just good, if you're good in repairing, you're good for taking care of, if you have a house yourself, that's a good point. So wealthy client, but they're looking for good people. So they're looking for reliable people, adaptable people, trustworthy, and discreet after all. They're looking for that. They don't want, I'm telling you, they don't want to see you having party and your Facebook or your Instagram with their house in the background. They don't want that. They want to be really, really discreet. That's one of the major points when you want to do luxury house sitter. You want to be low profile, but really there, really able to help them. And no matter what, first of all, when you decide to do house sitting or luxury house sitting, it's important to have a good reputation. And a lot of people thinking, well, I didn't do house sitting, but you did. You have a life. You do have a life. I'm giving you one example, really. The people in France, when we got to the big castle, we have another couple from Australia that come there. He was a chief firefighter in Australia, Sydney, and she was a businesswoman. Both of them are retired, and that was their first house sitter. And the reputation that followed them, because in their profile they were a firefighter, she was a businesswoman. Firefighter from Sydney, I'm telling you, he's got all the job. If you're a teacher, if your background, it's very important to put it up. Your experience, did you have some house? Did you have all those things? Were you able to take care of big house, even if it's for a friend? Yeah, I did. I took some picture. Everything is important, even if you don't have experience in luxury house sitter or house sitting. Your background is important. And the Trusted House, they even do a police check. Did the other platform do that? You have to check. This is very important. Now, register yourself with a well-established house sitting agency or platform. So why you want to become a long-term house sitter? Now, long-term house sitter will give you the opportunity to visit many countries, meet new people, hang out with handsome animals by staying somewhere longer than usual. So I'm telling you, the human brain need at least when you go on vacation, you cannot tell. But when you're not sure, when you transfer yourself, when you're full-time, like what we do, I know, and I used to be working on set all over the world. So I know the brain, the human brain, even harder when we get older. It takes about 7 days to get used to your new place, your new bed, your new stuff. What I do ritual. I put some stuff I like, I put a cover I like, I put some stuff I like, but they take that. So if you stay in a place only for 10 days, you won't enjoy the place like you're supposed to. You're gonna just be there, and it's gonna be really short term. But you can begin with the short term. But I will advise you to do longer term, at least 1 month. I try at least 1 month if you can do it, so you can have the experience more profound of the surrounding where you are, and create memory, because that's very important when you do house sitting. You have to create memory. So you can have this life also. So I just want to show you how, because I have the experience and I decide to put some stuff together for people, so you can be, it's going to be faster for you than for me. So what you have to do first, it's very, very important to follow some steps if you want to succeed in this kind of lifestyle. So first thing you have to do is to build your profile. Build your profile. I will show you some example. We help you. We decide to help people because people don't know how to build. It's like a mini website. So it's good because you can just build your picture. I will tell you a little bit more about that. But your profiles have to be really pro. Just like when you go for an interview for a job, it's exactly the same thing. Because when you apply for a house, what happened is you're there and 15 of you or 20 people like you apply to the same gig. So if you're not special, they're going to pick up the other guy and you will never know. And that's what is no good about it. And
so I just completed it wasn't house sitting, but I just completed a 22-day trip to Egypt. So put up pictures like that on your profile, that'll be more attractive, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. I will show you some example, like a customer that's really helped. And when we decide to do it this way, we get the gig right away because people, you're standing out from the crowd. You need a learning process. I will show you what is good, and I wish I have that. Expertise and checklists, because the checklist is very important when you go to a place, before you go to a place, after you go to a place. To have that is very, very important. And how to start the mandate. So the profile, first of all, you need, of course, what I show you right there is like a business card. I will show you the other example, but a nice picture of yourself. If you are a couple, you put a nice picture of you, both of you, and on the page, because we're building a page like that, there's a link after you send to the owner, the name, the age, the location, what you did, what your career did, why you want to do house sitting, whenever you're solo sitter or a couple or family. It's kind of hard to do family house sitting. A bit about your hobby, interests, photo and video. It's very important to do an introduction of yourself. If you two of you do a 2-minute introduction. Hello, I'm Danielle and Michael, and we're doing house sitting for the 4th. And this is the thing I decide to go in to help you build up your text, build up how to film your video and put it together. And that's very important. Engage and they see you. I'm telling you that took them 2 minutes and they say, I want to talk to you, because I was standing out from the other guy. And that's why they pick me up. They pick us up. So it's something like that you're doing. So this is a page where you see qualifies just like a business card, and you're having your picture, having the animal you did, and you have a business card like that, so you can link that and send them your picture and your contact. And WhatsApp is very important, or email, because people are contacting you with WhatsApp in Luxury House Sitter or House Sitter. Everybody's contacting you with WhatsApp. You talk with them on WhatsApp, and after that you do a Zoom meeting. And they see a little bit more about you. They see your experience, they see your image, they see your video, and they like it. And the second process is the learning process. See how to develop your skill, experience as a house sitter. Each time you're doing, even before, but each time you're doing, you're adding on your profile. You're adding picture, you're adding experience, you're adding just like a regular profile, like when you go for a job. It's the same thing, because it's some kind of job. So I will show you, I put together a masterclass and a coaching process. So I do a 5-week coaching to really help you to build everything up and just be good and be ready for your house sitting that's coming, and you'll be like, you will have some better gig. And that's what you want, I guess. Learning process. So this is the course I give, the coaching and the masterclass. You have a whole bunch of documentation, all the checklists you need. You have video, you have about 50 video, and you get meeting with me, private Zoom meeting, so we can go through the step of house sitting. If I had that, I would not go through all the bad experience I have, because I'm telling you, it's not that easy all the time. So it's a lot of things we learn, and we don't want people to go through the same thing we have. And you have lifetime access also. I want to talk to you about a little bit more about the checklist. The checklist is what happened when you on a website, when you're on, let's say, Trusted House Sitter, you have something that's already, they call it the checklist book. And usually the owner are putting up together the checklist, and they fill out the name of the dog, the vet, the phone that you need, and all those things. And they go through, usually when you go to a gig, you go a mandate, you go 2 days or at least 1 day before. So they explain to you about the house, about everything. So that's a good thing. What we put together is more advanced contract checklist that's unbelievable, that like a lot of house sitter need, because you have to check little thing all the time. You have to be secure. You have to be prepared for whatever happened. So we put up the checklist as a ebook, and is everything printable for all your mandate. So this is the ultimate checklist bundle, because this is all over the place. When you start house sitting, is you go to a website, you go to this place, and you go to this place, and you grab this, and you get that. Did I miss something? And it's always something that you miss. So the checklist is very important when you do house sitting. And when you start your mandate, when you decide to start your mandate, I will go back to that. We'll talk about that, and we just resume everything. So these steps are something you need to navigate through this lifestyle, because that's a way to live. You have to join a good website. You have to create a good profile, because if you don't do that, it's just, like I said, just like a job. Submit application, have a checklist, and be able to travel the world. Be able to travel the world, that means checking bank whenever let's say you're going to China, or you're going, we have those problems. The help I give, because it's really, really hard when you go to another country. When you stay in the same country, it's the same thing. You go to your bank, and you go to this. What happened with your mail? What happened with all those things? How to prepare. Now you need vaccine, you need visa, you need all those things. So it's important to check that before you leave. So I offer to have a good start, the checklist, the creation of your house sitting profile, and the coaching in the masterclass, so you can become a luxury house sitter right away. You don't have to wait for 4 years like me to have some good mandate. So you really have to think about, I don't know, in this group, if you have people who want to do that full time, and I can ask you the question right now after you see all that, or did you start already? You want to start? I'm asking a question you can answer, because that's a good breaking time. So you want to do that lifestyle? Is between all you guys?
Yes, I want to do it like full time.
Okay. So when you want to start?
Actually, as soon as possible. As soon as I get everything set up, I'm willing to start.
Okay. So what you need to be ready to set up your lifestyle?
That's why I'm here to figure it out, because I thought about going to the other website that it'll allow me to create the website, and it'll provide me with all details. But your website and your company seem more organized to me.
Yeah.
So,
and I live it, and I do it.
Yeah.
I do it full time. So it's what I was missing, and it's very important, is when something happens, you need to reach to somebody. And that's something I want to create, and I start already, and it's really working well, to create, to be a part. For me, house sitting is a transformation way to live. You remember, I used to have a really, really busy life all over the world also. I know community, I love community, I love to have a group, I love that. And that's my goal, to have a group of people where I can help them with the knowledge I have, with the learning I have. And that's what I'm looking for the next 10 years. We have some very happy customer already. Some people retire, and they just love to be because right away when you become like you're with us, you're already a luxury house sitter because you're certified. After the coaching, you're certified luxury house sitter. Because for me, it's nothing less than that. You want to do that, so be a part of. So meet the team, the team, me. I have somebody who me and Joey. We are part of the. It's so important for me to have customer service. To be, if something happens, you can reach me in Messenger, in WhatsApp right away. I give you whatever you need. And this it doesn't happen in a lot of places. And this is my daughter. This is my lovely daughter. She's a psychologist for animal. So she's part of the team now. And because something's gonna happen if you have, we have not the last one, but the one before, we have a puppy and an older dog, and they were not behaving very good. So I have a lot of customers, so she give advice on Zoom, on whatever, if you need advice. So if the dog is doing this, not doing that, she's giving advice to help and this is important when you go to a new place, when you go with new animal, this is very important. So why not become a luxury house sitter? Because that's what it is. So we have a website. If you have question after everything I give you, and I love to have you calling me and put a Zoom, I give you a free 30-minute private Zoom, and we can talk about what you want to do, what you want to go, what is your goal. And you go after that, you go there and you go. So you just send me a messenger and I send you a link and we take an appointment, and I'd be happy to help you to pinpoint whatever you need to do. Also, I have a private group, a Facebook private group, which is, if you go, well, I will send you the link, World Luxury House Sitter Facebook group. So it's a private group, so you can exchange. So any question you have, you go in a group, like any kind of group, and basically I want other house sitter or luxury house sitter to help you to achieve or whatever happened, because that's really, you really feel lonely sometimes when you do house sitting and you're by yourself and you cannot reach somebody who understands you. Because when I talk to my friend about my lifestyle, and you will, if one day you decide to do this lifestyle, they think I'm crazy. They think I'm crazy to go to somewhere else house, taking care of other pets' house, and they don't understand my lifestyle. So don't worry about that. You have to be a part of a group that's understand what you want to do. Thank you. And if you have question, I want to leave some space for the question.
Is it only like a few weeks, or like, let's say maximum 1 month? Because I've done like research on trusted house sitters or other opportunities where it can be 3 to 6 months also.
Yeah, of course. We do only long-term house sitting. When you're a member, you can parameter, you can put whatever your date, your disponibility. We always put more than 1 month. We don't want short, because it's unpacking. And some of them are 1 year. Some of them are, we have usually 5 to 6 months, because that's what we're looking for. And we put that in our parameter. So Trusted House sending us only the long term. They don't sending us. Sometimes they do, but we don't go for short term. Short term, it would be nice. Let's say if I'm right now, we're doing a short term between two places. So you can plan and don't forget, it's not like Airbnb. You have to apply and you have to be picked. And because if you say, well, I want to have the 2 weeks in this place and I'm picking this house, and It doesn't happen this way. So that's why the profile is so important. So
Yeah.
if you have a link of your profile and a video and so you're going to be picked right away. And
yeah, I'm asking because I'm an artist and I want to try to like do 3 to 6 months, let's say, in cities like LA, New York, New Orleans, and Atlanta for acting work. And I used to always have a home here in the US, but rent has spiraled out of control right now. Yeah. And I'm trying to I work remotely for corporations, work remotely like a digital nomad and do house sitting at the same time and pursue my creative endeavors. Do you think that this is a sustainable lifestyle, let's say for 1 or 2 years until I'm doing more entertainment work and I'm ready to settle down again?
Yeah, well, I think like what we're doing right now, we decide to explore the world after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, to pick the nice country we like, and we try it this way. Because if you're renting for short term, first of all, it's the spending, and you don't live the life, like you're not inside and immersed in the lifestyle. So house sitting, that's what it's good for, because you're right in the city, you're right in the neighbor, you're in an area, and especially in the state, it's so much wonderful house sitter, and you can pick whatever the area you want. That's what it.
And you can coach me there. You can help me, so I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because I'm European, I go back to Europe for a little while to retreat and I really do a major transitional phase in my life. I always had a home, I always had an apartment, but I'm tired of paying rent by myself. So it's too expensive. Yeah.
I know what you mean, and especially when you're artist, sometimes you have contract, and since the COVID, it's kind of some people didn't work for 1 year because they were on stage or they were. That's why I went back to school to learn something else, to learn digital work and to learn knowledge business with Anthony Robbins. And I learned, and now I can really teach it. But the house sitting is something that's my passion right now. And I think in the next 20, 30 years is going to be, because it's new right now. It's still new. It's still a new thing. A lot of people don't know about that. But I'm thinking, I can feel like everybody who's got a house, want to have a house sitter. Why not? And you can do house sitting because it's a sharing thing. It's a sharing stuff. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So Mandy, about the coaching, I have to leave now. Very nice to meet you. And I will send you the people who are on my list. I will send you what we do, what we can do to help. And we can have a meeting, a 30-minute meeting. You can just send me an email and we can have a meeting, private meeting. And I will be really happy to talk to you about your planning, your next planning.
What would be the next step I set up? Would it be me schedule a 30-minute session with you, or what? Yeah. What would be next?
I think the best thing, whatever people wants to know a little bit more, because I've been going through very basic stuff. We can. Thank you, Melissa. Have a nice night. Go on my messenger and write to me and say I want to have a meeting, 30-minute meeting with you, and I will send you the link, the Zoom link, and we can have the meeting whenever you're available or I'm available. And that's the best next thing to do, so we can really pinpoint what you need, where you are right now, and in the short term, medium term, or long term, because that's a big change in your life when you decide to do this kind of life.
Oh, I'm a adventurous and outgoing person. I just traveled to Egypt by myself for 22 days. So that doesn't matter to me. I love traveling. I love meeting different people. So it's amazing.
As a woman who traveled by themselves is very special. You have to have a special personality. I don't know how old you are, but I used to be very adventurous, and for my work it was okay. But It's funny when I kind of get older. Thank you, Erin. See you. When you
Thanks
get
so much.
older, you get a little bit scary. And that was a big question about women by themselves, how they do house sitting. What is good about house sitting when you're woman, I guess men too, but men are more tougher. But what you do is usually when you are in the house sitting, you go a couple of days before and meet the person. And the person lets you meet the neighbor, the people who can, and you drive around the neighborhood, you drive around the hospital, you drive around whatever you need. First of all, the vet for the dog, and they give you all the good restaurant, the good place to go buy food. And so it's a lot faster than when you do an Airbnb in the country where you have to discover whatever you want. So that's what I like about that. I have new friend because all the people I met from the house sitter, they became friends with me. And sometimes we go to their place just to help them. I give you an example. I have this friend when I was in La Nucia, I met this woman, she made me meet another woman, they all by themselves. And she needs some help. So we decide between to sit, we go help her to rebuild her house, do her garden and stuff like that. We love to do that. It's like a charity for us. So we give the time to, usually women by themselves after 70 years old, they kind of need a little bit of help. And they are strong lady, usually, really strong lady.
Yeah, we are members of Trusted House Sitters recently and have been doing multiple house sits. We are considering giving up our apartment. Cool. And full time. One of my questions was, you're saying put a video together. How would we do that on Trusted House Sitters? Because there's a limit of, I think, 12 pictures allowed on there. I don't see where there's an opportunity to put a video on there.
Yeah, so that's why we decide to create profile page. So we do that on a special platform. So you do, I will send you the link about how we do that. And at the same time, I'm putting the page together. So you have the picture, you have a place for your video, you have a place for who you are, your experience, and a nice banner and a nice business card. And when you apply for house sitter, you put the link. And they go on your profile of house sitter, they see whatever, but when you talk to them, you say, yeah, we have text also that's really, really professional. So you can copy the text, put the link that we create for you, and they click inside. It's like a website of you and your husband or whatever, and they click in, they see you, and you have your WhatsApp or your email, they contact you. And I swear to God, they contact you on top of the list. You're on top of the list because nobody's doing that right now. And it's really, really professional. Okay. Because you like putting yourself, and what I do when I do a profile page for people, I help you to have the best picture of you. I help you because that was my job. I was a professional creator of, and I help you to do your video. You send me your video and I put it together and I put it in the platform. So after when it's done forever. It's done forever. You just add picture and I show you how to add picture and video in this platform.
Okay.
Cool. So other question?
Oh, yes. So when you were speaking about the insurance, that's something, once we sign up with you, that's something your company provides? I guess that's what Trusted House Sitter does as well. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. We don't provide insurance. We will have a platform in the year to come to Luxury House Sitter, because we have a waiting list of house that's waiting for us. That's why all the students, they're gonna have the coaching with us. They're gonna be certified so they can be in the thing. We're gonna have insurance now. Trusted House, I think, is the only one who provide good insurance, and that's why we picked this platform. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth this part is really worth it.
Okay, so if I would sign up with you today or whatever, so even though I'm certified, I don't have insurance, then how would I obtain insurance, or do I necessarily need to get it?
This is a good question, and we're working on it. We're working to find a company of insurance that can go with for our sitter, because that's so new. It's a new world, so it's gonna have an international also international. So we've been looking for to build that with our platform that's coming. We have the house sitter now. We will have the house sitting, the luxury house sitting. So we will have that, but. No, we don't have the insurance, and if you go with Trusted House Sitter, you get it, and you get all the house right there.
Oh, okay.
All right. So if there's no more question, anyway, if you have other question, don't be shy. Write to me. We will have the 30-minute, like I say, private. You can put all your question together, and I will thank you, and I'm very happy. To participate in your knowledge of this new lifestyle, and we will see each other very soon. So have a good night.
Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Ciao.